Wow.
No, sorry, big question.
We'll both start to cry. Thank you for asking such a moving and thoughtful question.
Hello and welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Em Burnham.
And I'm Laura Brodnick.
And today we have a pretty freaky episode.
I did wonder how you were going to slip that in.
Did you like that?
Well done,
Thank
friend.
you so
I loved
much.
it.
Today we are talking about Freakier Friday, the second edition of the cult movie Freaky Friday, having the same cast, some new additions. I went to the Sydney premiere, but LB, you did something even more special.
Yes, I interviewed the cast. So Jamie Lee Curtis returning, Lindsay Lohan. Yes, I was very starstruck. We'll get to what happened in the room. It's not a pretty story at all times.
Oh, no.
We'll get into that because we're going to play that interview later. But first tell me the Sydney premiere, because that was like it's one of those big things where like they advertise that the cast is going to be there, right? It's like fans can come and line up.
Yep.
All the fancy people like yourself were invited. I watched the movie the day before in a tiny little screening session with just everyone who's doing the interviews.
Yeah, you
so
did.
we saw it separately.
We did. We weren't together, and it's a rare occasion when we're not together at a premiere.
Which I was kind of a little bit, I mean, I'm glad you got to experience the premiere, but I was a little bit sad that I didn't get to hear your very unique laugh like booming out through the cinema, because I feel like that would have happened.
I'm more upset you didn't hear my commentary throughout the entire
Oh,
event.
yeah, because famously, I love people who talk through movies. No, you're the only one who can get away with it. Okay, so you got to the premiere.
Got to the premiere. I went with entertainment editor Tina Burke.
Yes, special guest of the podcast.
Special guest of the podcast. She very kindly took a photo of me in front of the big backdrop that said Freakier Friday. Sure. We had some cocktails. They were doing a really interesting thing where they had like people behind this curtain who were just handing out people cocktails.
Oh, right. Because you should take drinks from strangers.
You should. What was interesting about this one was it was in Bondi Junction, which was very different, something I hadn't experienced before, and we go to a lot of these. The coordination of this, the choreography of this event was...
Just don't say anything to get us disinvited to any premieres coming forward.
It was very interesting. They had a stage in the cinema. So it was the event cinema in there. They had a big stage. So we were all everyone who was invited was led to stand in front of the stage, kind of like we were waiting for like a concert to start.
Yeah.
And then they had a bit of a fashion show. So they had these influencers dress up as characters in the movie.
From this new movie?
From, I guess, like both. Like the classic outfits in Freaky Friday. And we had a bit of a voting session of who wore the best outfit. So it was like entertaining. Yeah. And there were so many fans. So they had like this barricade around the whole stage where fans were on the outsides. And you could like, and it's kind of similar to when we went to like Bridget Jones or Challenges, and we could see like the diehard fans waiting for the cast to come and
there
greet
were
them.
pictures of them lining up at least 15 hours, 10 to 15 hours before Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan were scheduled to walk the carpet. So like that's how long they'd been there. At least they're inside this time.
At least they're inside. Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan were there, and they did a few questions on stage. Also, Tyra Banks was there with her ice cream.
Okay, that was wild. Okay, first of all, did you get a little starstruck when you saw, because also, did you see that Jamie Lee Curtis, were you on this side, because I was just watching the videos, that Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan came in holding hands, which was so cute. They both looked gorgeous. They came down escalators to make their entrance.
And all the influencers had to come down the stairs.
I would have fallen for sure.
It was good. Like, Tina Burke is so on it because I was waiting for them at the stairs to get my shot.
Sure.
And then Tina was like, but there's spotlights on the escalators. I think they're coming down there. So I think both of us and only a few people kind of clocked that they were going to come down the escalator. So that's why we got the prime footage of them coming down.
And just if you're looking at these premieres online, guys, it looks all fancy and laid back like you're just hanging out looking celebs. It is the Hunger Games. It is cutthroat. It's every woman for herself. People push each other over. People line up. And this is celebrities and influencers and journos alike. Like we're all in this little mosh pit together. Yeah. And you're getting pushed and you're getting trampled and everyone
it's like a concert, essentially. What was really sweet was that they had a bit of a life-size reunion on stage.
Okay, when I saw Tyra Banks was there, I nearly died. Did you know, like, what? Describe that moment.
Like, watching her walk down those stairs. She also walked down the stairs. Watching her walk down the stairs.
What, Tyra didn't get to go down the escalator?
She did not.
Jesus, you create top model and there's no respect.
She came into the Mamamia offices and we filmed some socials with her, and I missed seeing her in person.
Oh, you did.
So I got to see her in person for the first time at this event, and she is stunning.
Yeah, it was really lovely seeing her in, because she lives in Australia now. She's running her ice cream business.
She lives in Sydney.
Her son goes to school here.
There were some ice cream samples at the theatre. I didn't get one. The queue was massive for it, as you can understand.
You don't want to risk your life.
Everyone wanted some Tyra Banks ice cream.
Were you a life-size girl growing up? Was that one of your movies?
It wasn't. It's a movie that's like I watched probably like 3 or 4 times. As you did.
It just wasn't at all.
Because as you did when you only had like one DVD and you had to just like keep watching it. But at the actual theater, when Tina was like, I can't believe we're having a life-size reunion, I was like, what are you talking about? And then she showed me, and it's only when I clocked the poster for the movie I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this movie.
Oh, okay. Well, that moment was really lost on you because people when Tyra came out and her and Lindsay, those videos of them hugging in front of the crowd.
And they even mentioned it.
Yeah, and people were crying because that's like a cult classic movie. Okay, lost on you, but great for everyone else who was there.
But the fans were obsessed. Like they were screaming back there. And then we were led into our cinemas, and most of the time, which is what they did this time, Lindsay and Jamie came in and they did like a little bit. It wasn't like a big Q&A. It was more just them thanking everyone coming. They got really emotional because I think this is one of the last times they're doing this like press tour.
This is the last premiere. It's the last
premiere.
Tour.
And I think we were the last cinema they came into. So they literally said, oh my God, this is the last time we're doing this. And then they started crying, and then I started crying.
You started crying?
Yeah, I got really teary.
Oh my God, you famously never cry.
I got teary, and I also got teary in the film, which we'll talk about later.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they broke Emily Vernon.
I know,
Huge
it was
news.
crazy.
Oh my God.
And then they left, and I was trying. Because they came through like the exit, like the fire escape at the front, and then they went through.
They didn't come down there because usually they come down the cinema stairs.
They didn't.
I wonder what their aversion to stairs is. I get it. Coming downstairs is hard.
Yeah. We've all been there. Some more than others. But that was the Sydney premiere, and I watched the movie and it was so brilliant. It did start very, very late. Like our movie started around 8 p.m. and we were there from 6 p.m.
Well, you're not going to rush Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis.
You're not. They looked gorgeous as well.
Oh my God, I love that. Okay, we're getting into a little spoiler-free review of the movie. And also, Emily and I we've seen the movie separately. We haven't talked about it, so we're sharing our thoughts. But for anyone who's not super across and who's like, what is Freaky Friday? Like, I'm here for the journey, but I don't know what you gals are talking about. So Freaky, it's based on a book. There's been a few adaptations over the years, but the Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan adaptation of Freaky Friday is the most famous and the most critically acclaimed. It came out in 2003. Lindsay Lohan was about 15 when she shot that movie. Jamie Lee Curtis was mid-30s. Jamie Lee Curtis came in at the last minute. There was actually another actress supposed to do it. She had to pull out. Jamie Lee Curtis came in like 3 days before they were going to start filming. And they filmed this movie where Jamie Lee Curtis plays Tess, who's a psychiatrist and a widow, and Anna is her daughter, played by Lindsay, and who's like a real rock chick, which is very important to the story. And they're at odds because Tess is getting remarried. And then through like a little twist of fate, which is slightly problematic now, but we'll just push through it. Through a fortune cookie, they end up swapping bodies. And hilarity ensues, I think it's safe to say.
It is such a good movie. And it's one of those movies I remember, and I feel like I always say this, but it was one of those movies where I watched for the first time with my mum.
Oh, I love that. It's such a mother-daughter movie.
It is such a mother-daughter movie. And the best thing about this new Freakier Friday movie is that they very much made sure to keep that, where it's like it's for the mums. It's for the mums and daughters. And I remember watching the first one and we were both laughing so much. It was so funny. And then we both were like, "Oh, don't look," when when she kissed Chad Michael Murray.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
And I just felt like I felt that same like magic and energy in this movie as well. Did you feel that?
I did too. And okay, I know I've said this before, but you've got to be careful to whose criticism you listen to when it comes to movies. It's the same thing with like who, like your friends and you'll like different movies, movie critics like different things, because there are some bad reviews to this movie. But when I look at who the reviewers are, it's often like some older men or sometimes an older woman, which is not a bad thing. But then I look at the people like around our age who grew up with this movie and the reviews are so glowingly positive and everyone I've talked to has loved it so much. And I think sometimes a movie just isn't for you. Like this movie, as you said, it's for the mums, it's for the daughters, it's for the gals, it's for like boys and girls and theys who grew up with the movie. You know what I mean? Like it's for us. It's not meant to be.
And it's a similar storyline, but it didn't feel like a reboot.
Yeah.
Like it felt like an original screenplay for me.
Interesting. Yeah, because it really stands. Obviously, like it's better to watch if you've seen the first movie, but it does feel like it stands on its own. It's not just like you want to dip back into the world and look at these characters. It's like this movie has its own stakes. So now in the new movie Freakier Friday, we have Lindsay Lohan reprising her role as Anna Coleman. She's now a single mother to her daughter Harper Papa, played by Julia Butters, child star Julia Butters.
It's crazy.
She's the one that Leonardo DiCaprio like personally selected to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with him.
Oh my God.
And then she went to the Oscars that year and she was carrying a little bag with a sandwich in it because she was going to get hungry.
She's so cute.
And now she's in Freakier Friday. She's made it.
Children grow up way too fast.
I mean, that was many years ago. But
no,
okay.
too fast. Go back
But anyway,
there.
Leonardo DiCaprio has, talent scouted her, which is good.
Talent scouted her right into Freakier Friday.
Right into Freakier Friday, the role she was born to play. And so Anna is preparing to get married to Manny Jacinko's character. Manny Jacinko.
So hot.
So hot.
Oh my God. And they knew what they were doing. There are some scenes with Manny who I'm like, there is no purpose for this scene except to just show him off.
Yeah. But also, where's the harm? That's good cinema.
It's great. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that you will be watching scenes that have no contribution to the storyline at all, but are just perfect.
I love that. Also, I feel like Manny Jacinko has finally got his moment because he was such a breakout star playing Jason in The Good Place. Yeah. And so we knew he was a great comedic actor. And then when he left The Good Place, everyone's like, he's going to be the next big Hollywood heartthrob. And the first big role he landed was in Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
So you're like, again, he's going to be huge. When Top Gun Maverick came out, where is Manny Jacinko? Nowhere to be seen. In the background, they cut all his scenes. And he's done other projects since then.
We have talked about this. And we've also talked about how there is like a pattern when it comes to Asian actors in Hollywood or Black or ethnic actors in Hollywood, where we talked about it with Simone Ashley so many times that she's been put into a movie or film and then she's cast in the back or she's been cut out completely.
Yeah.
And they've just gone. And then you can tell the storyline that she was meant to be in and the storyline they were meant to be in versus the storyline they chose. And you're kind of like, I think that was the wrong choice. Yeah. And I'm just so glad he was in this film because he actually doesn't play like the goofy character that he does so well. He's really, really funny and he's such a brilliant actor, but he plays a character that actually has some really interesting personal development as a single dad.
Yeah. I mean, it's a deep performance. I'm not going to lie.
It's a deep performance.
Not us like wanting to give Manny Jacinko.
That's the part where I cried. So
really?
I don't want to spoil it, but there's a really deep performance between him and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
and I like really teared up. I think if you have like a certain relationship with your mum, and I'm trying so hard not to spoil it, but if you have a certain relationship with your mum where it's like you'll do anything for each other, but there's so much that you also wish you could say that you never want to say. Like, I think this movie perfectly encapsulates that.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice, Emily. You didn't take your mum to see this.
I think she'll really like it.
Because he does play like the very suave single dad. Like I was very much in love with him watching the movie. And so we have the whole body swap thing again, but this time the two older women swap with the two younger women. That's all we'll say about that. And what's also nice is that
it is so funny.
It is so funny.
Because at first I was like, oh, I wish they did the OG swap again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wish Tess and Anna swapped again. But I'm so glad they went with this decision because it was so funny.
Well, you know what's interesting about this movie is that in the first movie, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan don't have that many scenes together because their characters body swap and then they
go on their different adventures.
Yeah, whereas this one, they're together the whole movie. And also the physical comedy from those two. Also, so Lindsay Lohan is so good in this. Like, obviously, she took a long time off Hollywood because a lot of things she went through, like the paparazzi craze and like all the different things that happened to her in her life, and she had to like walk away from Hollywood for a bit. She moved to Dubai for many reasons, but one of them being the fact that the paparazzi economy is illegal there, so she can be out and about without being chased down the street. She got married. She has a beautiful little boy. She came back in and did some Christmas movies, which people are excited to see her, but this is her first big return to like a big screen Hollywood movie, and she's so good.
She is.
That's when I nearly teared up. There's one scene where she's just doing this amazing comedy bit when she's up on the table.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It is such a good scene, and that is when I saw that scene, my mind immediately went back to Parent Trap.
Yes.
It immediately went back Confessions to a Teenage Drama Queen.
My God, yes.
Like all these beautiful movies where she absolutely nailed as being the main character. I was like, you haven't lost it. You in fact have gained. Like she's back.
She's back in a big way.
Back, and she is so so funny. She knows exactly what the people want and she knows exactly what her fans want.
Yeah, and it's interesting how, because people have been asking for this movie for such a long time, but Jamie Lee Curtis has always said like they had to wait for Lindsay Lohan to be old enough to play a mum, which is super confronting because we're the same age. And I was like, there's no way she can play a mum because I'm a child still.
Yeah.
And it
also, imagine like just knowing that everyone's just waiting for you to get older.
Yeah. And be like, time's a ticking, Lindsay. And so it was actually when Jamie Lee Curtis was in Australia promoting the last Halloween movie is when people were asking her about it and she was like, oh, I think it's time. I think we can make this movie now. So while she was in Australia, she emailed Bob Iger, who's like the head of Disney, and said, this is the pitch. This is what we should do. They got on a call and Bob was like, yeah, let's do it. She called the producers. She called Lindsay. They've stayed in touch since the first movie. And that's what got the whole ball rolling to now having Freakier Friday.
Oh my God, I love that. And I feel like, especially when it comes to these types of reboots, you can so tell the difference between the production that wanted to happen and just had to pay the actors to come back versus the actors who really wanted it to happen as well. And this one, they both really wanted it to happen.
Yeah, all little cameos. Also, just before we get into the interview, just a quick shout out to Chad Michael Murray. What a performance, young man. Well done.
Leaned the fuck in.
So goofy. Like he knows he looks so hot still. He knows he's the joke and he did it so well.
He's
like,
so funny.
That was the best scene. That's all I'll say on that.
Like, yeah, and his character, like, it's just there.
Yeah. They just had to get him in there for some reason. And again, he's kind of a joke, but that's fine. Okay, so the day after the big premiere, I went to interview Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan.
Yes.
And I don't always get starstruck, but I was quite like my heart was beating really fast.
Had you interviewed them before?
I've met Lindsay Lohan once before, just very quickly in passing, like a walk by.
When she was here for the master.
Yeah.
And I forgot, like so many people forgot about that era.
I know. No, I don't forget. I think about it all the time. And I remember having like a chill run through my body. And that was so weird because I was like, oh, I see celebrities all the time and I'm like respectful of them, but I don't. But I think it's because I have anyone who I was like obsessed with when I was younger.
Yeah.
It feels really surreal to meeting someone who's become famous since I got into this job. So I grew up watching Jamie Lee Curtis movies. I love the Halloween franchise, but I also like My Girl. Just so every movie she's been in, like, is, and like obviously Lindsay Lohan is our like, you know, even though we're not the same age, our joint childhood, like her movies.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah,
like because I got Lindsay Lohan like when she was a bit older, like a teenager, as in like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen was my Lindsay Lohan movie. Yeah, like that was for me.
Oh, that's a great movie. so good. So yeah, I went to interview them and I did all my prep and I was sitting. It's like you go in. It's a whole big thing when you go to a press junket like this because you know there's so many levels of security and stuff. You go and check in downstairs, then you get escorted upstairs when it's your time, and you get set in these like waiting chairs and like this whole like city has sprung up with all these different. You've got like their makeup rooms and then the press room and then it's all set up in this like big film set and all this crazy stuff. So you're sitting in the chair and that's usually your moment to I take the moment to kind of like calm down because I don't know if you've noticed I talk really fast. Yes. And I get very breathless. It's usually my moment. I do some deep breaths and all of a sudden the door in front of me opens and Jamie Lee Curtis just walks out of this random room and looks at and clocks me and then starts pointing at me because we're wearing the same color jacket. She's wearing a red jacket. I was wearing a red jacket. And then she's like, oh, look at us, we're matching. And I was like, yeah, you look great. And she's like, you look great. And then we did a little arm bump because she put her arm out. So we did a little arm bump with our jackets. Oh my God,
that's so cute.
And then she's like, okay, bye. And then I was the next one in. So I walked into the room.
You just followed her back. Okay, bye.
She's like, probably like, oh, I thought that random girl was like someone's assistant. Now she's like coming in to interview me. And so I walked into the room and you've always got to walk onto this platform. And it's Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan just looking gorgeous, both of them. And then I sat down to interview them and it was, we're going to play the interview now because it was a real moment.
Oh my God, can't wait to listen.
Well, it's so lovely to meet you both. And I have to start by saying I absolutely loved the movie. And I know how hard it would be to recreate that magic a second time. So I wanted to ask, what moment was it when you're on the set filming that you really thought this is going to work? This is what we pictured it to be.
Oh, the mirror scene.
The mirror scene. The four of you.
Yeah. Yes. Anytime you have a Disney body swap, I mean, that's the moment of truth. You can spend as much time leading up to it, afterwards, but that moment of truth is really the litmus test for everybody, for the crew, for the director, for the actors. And it felt really easy and we started laughing a lot.
It was fun too. Right. Also, it shows something different. Something else comes through when everyone is genuinely having a good time.
And they were throwing lines at us, as you saw in the end credits, and it just became, it really became a little mayhem. And it was really only day 3.
Oh, wow. It's good to know that early on that magic
So I think it
back.
felt like we knew that there was something going on.
And what I also wanted to ask you is that I think myself and so many fans are loving seeing this chemistry between you back on screen, this relationship. And I know that you've been such close friends for over 20 years. So making this movie and now going on this press tour together, what's the best new memory you've created from this new time of working together?
Oh, it's all been such a labor of love and just kind of committing to each other and then committing to the film and everyone involved in the film and everyone that's been on this worldwide tour with us, that we're gonna give it our all and do it together and enjoy it.
Yes. There was a moment because in LA at the premiere, we didn't really get to see each other. Oh. It was a little more frenetic. Yes. And, we went to Mexico and that was a great reaction. But when we were in London at the premiere, there was a moment where it was just the two of us standing there, and they were just about, it was almost when they shot off those confetti things. There was just a moment we looked at each other, and in that moment, there was a moment of like
magic.
It felt like, wow,
that was the moment.
Here we are. This is all real and happening, and it was very special. And then the things went off, and it got scary.
Right, of course, that could have been a hazard.
But it jumped. There was a wordless moment between the two of us, just a look in the eye, just between us.
Oh, lovely.
That I've now shared with the world. Sorry.
Well, the world needs to know because we're very invested in this movie, and it must be interesting to sort of see fans who, some of them weren't even alive when the movie was made, who were were waiting in the line last night to see you both on the red carpet, who are watching the movie, who have the outfits. Like, that's a huge film legacy to have. And I also wanted to ask, a beautiful story thread in the movie is seeing how your characters are now in this different stage of motherhood. They're having a bit of a hectic time, but I also feel that the thread is that they're very proud of the mothers they've become while also chasing these big career dreams of Anna writing her new music and Tess with her podcast and her book. So off the back of that, I wanted to ask you both, what is your proudest moment as mothers and what big career dream do you want to chase next?
Wow.
No, sorry, big question, but
proudest moment as a mother. I think just giving birth to my son and holding him for the first time was the feeling of that moment and the joy. And everyone says like it's a different kind of love that you feel in that second. And I think that is probably a proudest moment of mine as a mother to date. Just looking at him and him looking at me, and also seeing my husband hold my son was just like I have the picture, and whenever I look at it, it's just. It brings me right back to that second.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
I would say that. Career dreams, I don't know. I try to go one day at a time. So seeing what comes my way and whatever is meant to be and work out next will be.
What a beautiful answer.
Both my children wanted to be married in my backyard.
Oh.
One of them married by me. That showed me in our family that we're a weird blended family through adoption, but that we are a family because that's home for them. That was everything to me.
Oh, that was their safest, happiest place.
And that's where they wanted to be while they married their spouses. So that was beautiful. And, I'm just a boss bitch. I am now, you know what? I'm taking advantage of now some opportunities that I have, and I am going full throttle because, TikTok and not the thing that,
the social media platform.
Or the Chinese hacking scandal thing that's stealing our soul. Except for that, mother time. Is ticking, and I, need to take advantage of it. So I had an idea yesterday, and I'm going to speak to Boko about it before we leave Australia, so that by the time we land, she's written it. I mean, I'm like in that mindset. I'm very creative right now.
Oh, I love that. What a beautiful space to be in.
I'm fertile in that way. Oh. Very, very fertile.
Oh, I can see that from everything you're saying. And to finish up, I know you've been asked questions about this movie for over 20 years. You've just been on a huge press cycle together, answering so many questions. But is there one question you're hoping people would ask you that no one did, that you'd like to get out here on this last day?
Wow.
I don't know.
Or a question to each other? This is the floor.
Wow. We'll both start to cry.
I think,
do you love it? Do you love what you do?
yeah, I do.
You know, it all comes from love. Creativity comes from love. The work.
Yeah, there's nothing like the feeling when you get onto set on that first day, that kind of adrenaline rush and almost like a safety that I feel, and I feel like you feel the same. It's just like you feel right at home.
There's nothing. I'm 67 years old. The day I pull up to any work I'm doing, I can't believe I get to do it. Yeah. I can't believe I get to do this job. And it has nothing to do with seeing our pictures up and all that. I'm talking about the practical, I mean, even just coming in here today.
Yes.
Love this job. So love sort of is not brought up enough.
Yes.
Of love of the creative process and the people we get to do it with. Yeah. And this was filled with love.
Oh, I can really see that. Well, thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you for asking such a moving and thoughtful question.
Oh, well, I mean, both your work has meant so much to me my whole life, so I just wanted to make
lovely.
sure.
Thank you so much for saying it.
Thank you so much.
I cannot believe why do you keep making celebrities cry?
Okay, can I just say, in that moment when they both, because that question at the end, I really wanted to ask it.
It was also such a good question.
Oh, thank you.
And
but
now
it could have gone either way.
I feel like every other celebrity interview you have to ask, do you love it?
Yeah, do you love it?
Do you love it?
Well, the reason is because Jamie Lee Curtis has been known to, she's not rude to interviewers or anything, but she has been known to,
she gets scary.
She has been known to sort of like push back on questions and stuff, and often she'll be like, well, actually, I want to say this, so I thought I'm going to really give her the opportunity to say that. And when she's like, oh, I'm going to cry, I had two thoughts. The content part of me was like, crying to the camera, God damn it.
Shed a tear right now.
And she did get a little teary, but she didn't have full tears, so it wasn't a full with me.
Maybe we can superimpose some tears.
Let's put them in post. But the other half of me was like, oh my God, I cannot be the interviewer who makes celebrities cry, because I have just come off the back of just recently the Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby interview of them sobbing in front of me pretty much. And that's still going a bit viral at the moment. So I was like, I cannot be the girl who makes people cry.
I reckon lean in, because if you haven't watched the actual interview, we've posted it on our YouTube channel, put a link in our show notes, because you need to physically see the reaction they're having for these questions. But all the comments are so nice. They're all calling you really cute. Like she's such a cute interviewer.
A word that's never assigned to such a tall woman.
Oh yeah.
Okay, speaking of being tall, this could have been a perfect interview. It could have been a perfect day. I had a cute moment with Jamie Lee Curtis. I walked in. I had a lovely back and forth with Lindsay and Jamie Lee Curtis. It was so nice. I stood up to leave. I got to say, like, not in a creepy way, like how much their movies have meant to me, which is so true. Like, you know me, I'm not gushy if I don't have to be, but it was a true statement. And then I got up to walk away. It could have been so perfect. And as I'm walking down the steps of that platform, I trip. I don't fully fall, but I lunge forward and I do that thing where your arms are waving.
You're trying to catch yourself, but there's nothing to hold on to.
Yes. And there was nothing. And they both went, oh, and Lindsay's like...
They're probably like, why would you do this in front of us?
They're just like, we're just having this moment. This woman's like throwing herself. And Lindsay's like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm okay, Lindsay Lohan. And I walked away.
I'm okay, Lindsay Lohan.
And I was like,
no.
And as I walked away,
this is happening too many times.
No, okay.
Our producer, Mon, can we tell her what she what did you say, Mon? You were like, you're about to become the Jennifer Lawrence of interviewers.
Circuit. Okay, yes. In my defense, the reason I brought up the tall girl thing is because I can never find pants that are long enough to touch the floor. All the pants, like, because I'm so tall, all the pants I wear show my ankles, and people always like, oh, cute pedal pushers. I'm like, they're not pedal pushers.
You rarely wear pants either.
No, because I can't find any long enough, and it's so embarrassing, especially when you sit down because they rise up, and I do.
They rise up to your knees.
And I do every celebrity interview I've worn pants, which is actually, I like wearing pants because you're like, again, you're getting up and down a platform, you're sitting on a chair. I think pants are good.
You're doing some gymnastics.
Yeah, it's physical labor. And I hate every interview, if you look at the wide shot, my ankles are showing and a good portion of my calf, and that's not chic.
It's a bit sexy.
And so, no, not in that way. And so I finally found these pants that drape across the floor. They pull behind me as I walk. I've never experienced such a thing.
Do they also get caught on your shoe when you're going down some stairs? Yeah.
And this is the thing,
So they're like palazzo pants?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is weird. I'm talking my pants in this situation.
Well, we need to know what not to wear when we interview
No,
Jamie Lee
I've
Curtis.
burned those pants now. Don't worry. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get to go do a celebrity interview without my ankles out like a lady.
Yeah,
this is going to be so good. And
a great experience for everyone.
I felt great. I felt cool. I felt chic. I felt like an adult until I went down the stairs. And because I've never had pants that touched the floor before,
your legs were still getting used to them.
I lunged down the stairs. Oh. So that was embarrassing. And
it either looked like that they moved you so much to fall down the stairs, or you really wanted to get out of there.
They're like, this girl's running out of here. And so I was hesitant to tell that story because I don't, like, I'm a competent adult. I'm a professional. I don't want every story about a celebrity interview I tell to be a weird thing about me, like Cynthia Erivo for Wicked having to lean over and fix my lipstick, hitting my head on the mic when Vanessa Kirby stood up to hug me and Pedro Pascal's trying to pat my shoulder and I'm like, I have a concussion. I can't interact with you guys. And then falling down the stairs. And I told our producer, Mon, and she was like, you are becoming the Jennifer Lawrence. Because remember how Jennifer Lawrence fell the first time? Everyone's like, that's so cute and adorable. Fell a second time. Everyone's like, cute. Love her. What a character. Fell a third time. And they're like, oh, come on.
Girl, stand up.
They're like, now you're putting it on. Now you do. And then she had to leave Hollywood for like 5 years.
Yeah, we can't afford for you to
I'm going to have to leave this pod for 5 years.
No, we cannot do that.
So that was that story. But yeah, it was such a lovely moment.
Unfortunately, Spillers, we didn't catch the fall on camera. So you just have to take our word for it. It was dramatic.
Ask anyone who works at Disney, because as I walked over to get my tape.
Go ask Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, she'll remember. She'll be like, oh, that tall girl who fell. You can ask anyone who works for Disney, because on the way out, everyone's like, that was great. And I'm like, oh, I fell. And I walked to the door and like, that was great. I'm like, I fell. And then downstairs, I went to say goodbye to like people downstairs and they're like, how was it? And I said, well, I fell. So, you know, you have to, it's like when you have a pimple, you have to tell everyone before they see it. I had to tell everyone before they heard it. I had to control the story before it got out. Oh. Anyway, so you guys should go see Freakier Friday. It's out in cinemas tonight.
Oh my God. It is such a good movie and one that you definitely want to watch in cinemas. Highly recommend.